Okay, imagine that you wake up and every website, movie, TV show, article is just gone. All the knowledge that we took for granted disappeared. Well, something like that actually happened before. A place that had all the knowledge of the world got completely wiped out. But how did that knowledge get wiped out? Well, some people say it was a dictator who did it by accident, and other people have other theories. But what's the real story? Well, get ready because this is the story about how one of the great wonders of the world got destroyed. The story of the Library of Alexandria. So since Egypt is where this whole story happened, we have Egypt here with us to do some commentary.
Yo, what's good?
So the story starts 2,300 years ago, and we have Alexander the Great. You know him, the great conqueror. So the guy conquered everything in sight. But he wanted one thing. He wanted a city that had his name. So he found that one city, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna name it Alexandria.
You see the connection? Like Alexander, Alexandria. Yeah, the guy had an ego.
But then Alexander died, and because he had so much land, mind you, he conquered half of the world, some of his land got distributed on his generals, his people. And who got Alexandria? It was Ptolemy the First. And Ptolemy had great goals, like he wanted something in this land, and what he wanted is a place that had all the knowledge of the world. He basically wanted every book in one place. So Ptolemy started work, and as a king, he would hit up other rulers and he was like, all right, give me your books. And the other rulers were like, why? And he'd be like, you know what, I'm building a huge library and I want every book in the world. So, you know, if you help me, we'll be besties. So other rulers were like, sure, they're just books. But that wasn't even enough for Ptolemy, and he had another plan. So since Alexandria is a major port city, a lot of ships were docking there all the time. And Ptolemy was like, I got a new idea. Any ship that pulls up, search it for books. And that's what his men did. They would go to a ship, search if it has any books, and if the ship had books, they would get the book, make a copy, and then keep the book.
Oh, so they kept the copy and returned the original to its owner, right?
No, they would actually keep the original book and give the copy to the original owner.
And after all of that, the library burned?
Okay, spoilers.
You literally said it happened.
Yeah, but I didn't reach that part yet. Anyways, after a good bit of book collecting, the library had hundreds of thousands of books. To be honest with you, the numbers are between 40,000 and 700,000.
That's kind of a big range.
Yeah, but when the whole thing burned down, the details got kind of fuzzy. But still, Ptolemy the king wasn't satisfied yet. He wanted that library to be something even bigger. So he invited scholars to live and work in the library. So in the library, he had experts in math, medicine, astronomy, basically all major fields. Like take Eratosthenes. The guy was a Greek mathematician and the head librarian. And he also was super smart that he was able to calculate the circumference of the earth.
And that was 2,300 years ago.
And back then, there were no GPSs, no satellites, just math. And then you had another guy, Aristarchus of Samos, and he was the guy who told everyone that the sun does not orbit around the earth, but it's the other way around. Obviously, people thought he was crazy, but anyways, you get the point. You get that a lot of smart people lived in that library. Basically, the Library of Alexandria was like the internet of today. If you needed any knowledge, you just go there. And people imagined it to have all the knowledge of the world. But the Library of Alexandria didn't just have books of one language or one culture. No, it had knowledge from Greek, Persian, Egyptian, Indian cultures. And back then, knowing more languages was the cheat code to unlocking even more knowledge. And honestly, it's still true today. But today, you didn't need to go to the Library of Alexandria to learn a new language for travel, work, or personal growth. You could just go to Preply because it connects you with over 50,000 tutors who could help you with any language.
Just like the ancient scholars of Alexandria.
You can have one-on-one lessons with them that would focus on your strengths, weaknesses, and personal goals. Something that cannot really be done with learning a language on an app. And with so many tutors, you will always find someone who will match your budget and schedule. And here is something special for you because you would be trying it for your first time. I had a link in the description below that would give you 50% discount on your first lesson with any tutor. So go to the link and try it out, and let's get back to our story. But the question remains, how does a place that is so important just disappear? And a popular story is that it got burned by the hands of Julius Caesar. But the thing is, at that time, he wasn't even supposed to be in Alexandria. But it was the year 48 BC, and Cleopatra was fighting a civil war against her brother Ptolemy VIII. And Cleopatra needed some help. And Caesar, being Caesar, decided to pick a side, so he picked Cleopatra's side. Cleopatra didn't just walk in Caesar's palace to ask him for help. Cleopatra snuck into Caesar's palace, rolled inside a carpet. Caesar saw this entrance and was like, wow, I'm in love. Let's fight your brother. Yep. Anyways, they actually became lovers. They had a kid together, a kid that Caesar never acknowledged.
Yeah, old Egypt was wild.
But yeah, Caesar was helping Cleopatra. But that got Ptolemy, Cleopatra's brother, really mad. And he told his troops, go kill Caesar. So Caesar and his men were kind of outnumbered. They had men running at them trying to capture him. And now they were fully surrounded. They had men from every side. In front of them were men on land. And in the back, they had men surrounding them on boats. They were also trying to catch him. So now Caesar was done. But then he got a genius idea. Allegedly. He told his men, yo, you see those ships? They were like, yeah. Caesar was like, burn them all. His plan was to set the ships on fire, use the smoke as a cover, and then dip. But what he didn't plan on is that the fire would spread to the dock and then to the buildings in Alexandria. The city was straight up cooked. And what was in the city?
The library. The library of Alexandria.
So yeah, the fire destroyed the library. But hey, the plan worked. Caesar made it out. But the library?
Yeah, not so much.
But I always like to see what the other side has to say about things. So let's see Caesar's point of view. So in his writings, he said, I didn't burn the library. Maybe he was too busy fighting, or maybe he didn't want to take the blame. I mean, burning the biggest library in the world wouldn't really go well in history books. But historians were not buying it because Plutarch, a Greek philosopher, blamed Caesar. Strabo, a geographer who pulled up 25 years later, came and he told everyone that he didn't see the library. So yeah, he also blamed Caesar. And Livy, a Roman historian, said that Caesar burned 40,000 scrolls. So yeah, he also blamed Caesar. Thanks, Caesar. But you'd think after Caesar burned the world's greatest library that this would be the end of it. But no, because the city had another main character. Cleopatra.
Wait, the same Cleopatra who literally invited Caesar to the war?
Yeah, but listen, Cleopatra was actually upset that Caesar burned the library. And Cleopatra back then, she was playing those Roman men like a fiddle. Because she left Caesar and now she's got a new boyfriend, Mark Antony. And Mark wasn't just any guy, he was also a Roman politician and he was Caesar's cousin.
Back then, weird stuff.
So Mark was so in love with Cleopatra that he asked her to marry him, but Cleopatra was like, I'm not sure. But Mark was trying to seal the deal and he was like, as a wedding gift, I'll give you 200,000 scrolls from the library of Pergamum. Back then, that was the second biggest library in the world. And this supposedly would have emptied the shelves of the Library of Pergamum. But also, most historians think it was a myth. But considering how obsessed he was with Cleopatra, who knows? And now the library is back. And you know the saying that says, don't put all of your eggs in one basket? Yeah, the scholars got the memo and they were like, okay, we're not gonna put all the books in one place. And they had different branches. But all the branches were in Alexandria, so maybe not the best backup plan. Because by the year 272, a new Roman emperor called Aurelian came to Alexandria and he was like, I want to recapture that city. And just like that, boom, another war. And Aurelian's army captured Alexandria, right? But for some weird reason, they destroyed an area called the Buccian Quarter. And what was in that area?
Don't tell me it was the Library of Alexandria.
The library of Alexandria.
Didn't you say they put the books in different branches so that it doesn't get completely wiped out?
Yeah, about that. Turns out that wasn't the last war that hit Alexandria. And every time a new ruler came in, they were like, you know what? Let's wreck that library a little bit more. Like, I don't know. Did they hate knowledge or something? No idea. But at the end of the day, we all know how the story ends. The old Library of Alexandria is gone. Thing is, so many people wish that they can see the knowledge that was in that library, but it's gone. There are no backups. And this is where I'm going to speculate with you a little bit. Like, imagine if one day, boom, the internet is gone. Or, I don't know, something crazy happens that erases all digital data? Would everything just disappear? I mean, the way things are moving, technology is everything. And a lot of knowledge today exists only online. Sure, we still got books, but I'm talking about the stuff that you can't find anywhere else. The niche knowledge, the research papers, the random things that you can only find online. If the internet is poofed, what happens to all of that? Would it be another Library of Alexandria situation? Like, are we just repeating history but now with Wi-Fi instead of scrolls? I don't know, but it's scary to think about that.